Hi DIYers, this is Michael from Alarm Grid, and today I'm going to be showing you how to program an image sensor to a 2 gig GC3e security system. In order to use image sensors with your 2 gig GC3e, you will need to have the 2 gig XCVR GC3 image sensor transceiver module installed. We set that up in a different video. It just uses a 4-wire connection with the panel's terminal blocks. It doesn't take away the panel's ability to support the E-series encrypted sensors or the legacy 345 megahertz sensors from the Honeywell 5800 series and the 2 gig 345 megahertz series. So you're just adding it in, very simple, and it will allow you to support image sensors. There are a couple things that you need to keep in mind. You will need to have your system monitored and set up with alarm.com. Your image sensor is communicating with alarm.com through the panel, actually. I'm going to show you a little bit of that as we get into it. But it's actually programming into a wireless zone. You'll set up with a specific equipment code, 9999 for alarm.com image sensor. And once you get it enrolled, you'll actually see it in the image sensor menu. So a little bit of specific things that you have to do when you're getting these enrolled. But let's get into it. We have our image sensor right here. This is the one we'll be using today. There are two image sensors you can use with the system. You can use the 2 gig image 2 or the 2 gig image 3. We have the 2 gig image 3, which is the newer one. Makes a little bit nicer images, so that's cool. But they both enroll the same way. But we're going to get into it. So let's start from the main screen of our 2 gig GC3. Now we're at the main screen of our GC3e. We're going to choose the 2 gig logo in the upper right corner, and we're going to be entering our installer code, which ours is at the default of 1561. Then we're going to choose system configuration. We're going to choose wireless zones, and we're going to wait about 5 seconds or so for it to get into the menu. And so we're in the menu now, wireless zones, and we're going to begin programming our image sensor. So sensor type, this is basically the response type for the sensor. We're going to choose interior follower, which is a common type of thing you would use for a motion sensor, not a day zone. We want interior follower. And then we're going to go to sensor equipment type. It's set as a motion. We're fine with that, actually. So we're going to go to equipment code, and we're going to change that to like I said, 9999, which we're going to scroll down to find it, which is the alarm.com image sensor. It's on here somewhere. There it is, alarm.com image sensor. Okay, so we have that set. The smart areas assignment, we're going to keep that at S1. That's the partition that the motion sensor, that the image sensor is assigned to. If you're using no partitions on the system, then you usually just assign it to S1. If you are using different partitions and you want to assign it to a different one, you can do so up to 4 partitions on the system. Okay, image sensor ID. This is actually where the magic happens here. So the way that this is going to enroll, we're going to auto enroll it. We're going to do so by powering on the sensor. First, we have to open up the sensor. We just slide down the back, and you see we have one battery installed, but we are missing another AA battery, which we have right here. We're going to insert it, but not until I press learn on here, because then the panel will begin listening for a signal. And then we'll power on the sensor. We'll wait a little bit. We'll see that the LED turns on, and we'll hopefully get the image sensor enrolled. So let's press learn on here. It's listening, and we're going to just insert our AA battery, our lithium AA battery that came included with the motion sensor, the image sensor, by the way. Image sensor, not motion sensor. You see, there is an LED on the sensor that is lighting up. So we're just going to see if that enrolls. We do have to wait a little bit, so we'll just let that go for a second. And there we go, found image sensor 1. That's what we wanted there. So we're going to choose accept. And this is when we can do the final settings here. Equipment age, new or existing, it doesn't matter. Just keep yours at new or change it to existing. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything at all. Transmission delay, that's going to put a little bit of a delay on the system if this sensor causes an alarm on the system. That is when this sensor will produce an image, by the way. We'll keep our transmission delay disabled. We just want it to send as quickly as possible if we do get an alarm. Voice descriptor, this is essentially the name for the image sensor. We'll give it a name. We'll give it hallway image sensor. So we'll do hallway, and then we'll do I for image sensor, and we'll do done. Hallway image sensor, that's what we'll call it. Sensor reports, you want to have that enabled. That's so that the system will communicate with alarm.com in the event that this causes an alarm on the system, and then produces images. So we'll keep that enabled. Sensor reports, we will also sensor reports, we'll keep that enabled. Sensor supervised, we'll keep that enabled as well. That will have the system listen for a check-in signal from the sensor periodically to make sure it's still online, it's powered on, not taken away, not removed from the location. So we'll keep that enabled. And sensor chime, we're going to keep that disabled. You can put a chime if you want, but for a motion sensor and image sensor, you usually have those disabled. Usually those are more for door and window contact sensors. But we're fine with our settings, so we're going to go to Return to System Configuration, and we're going to press the return arrow on the left side, and we're going to do Save. Now we're back at the main screen of our 2 gig GC3e. So let's check the image sensor menu to see what we have in there. So we're at the main screen of our 2 gig GC3e. 2 gig logo in the upper right. We're going to enter in our installer code at the default 1561. And we're going to do system configuration. And we're going to do image sensors. And you see we have our image sensor enrolled with the system. Now the system did have to communicate with alarm.com to make this happen. We get some information on here. We have the battery life, the signal strength, the rules are synced. We can change the sensitivity level if we want to, which might be a good option if you're doing a pet immunity. Set it to low. And you can also set it to high if you really want it to be as active as possible, or just keep wires at normal. But you see we do get that option in there. It is on zone 1. It does show the wireless zone that is assigned. Remember that you have up to 100 wireless zones on the 2 gig GC3e. But that is how you enroll your image sensor with the system. You do want to request an authorization code to have it communicate with alarm.com. This is actually part of the setup, so make sure you do this when you're finishing up the setup and everything. So have your system online and communicating with alarm.com, and so you can get the authorization code and you can have that set up. So let's go back to the main screen here. And we're done setting up our image sensor with the 2 gig GC3 and our alarm.com account. So if you have any questions about the 2 gig image 3, the 2 gig GC3e, 2 gig image 2, image sensors, alarm monitoring services, send an email to support@alarmgrid.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up below to like the video. And remember to subscribe to our channel for updates on future videos. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.